Listen, I'm sure you have heard about this, that water is life and sanitation is dignity. In Kenya, almost 60% of the population does not have access to proper sanitation. And that's why the government is working through other non-state actors to ensure that there is universal sanitation for all by the year 2030. There are 9 regional water and sanitation agencies, and Central Rift Valley Waterworks Development Agency is one of them, helping to advance sanitation in 5 counties. This week on Inside the Government, we're talking to the Chief Executive Officer of the agency. This is Douglas Murei. He's going to explain to us what the agency is doing, the challenges and the opportunities that they face in the implementation of their project. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Want to see you.
Thank you, O'Brien, for sure. My name is Douglas Murei, the acting CEO for Central Rift Valley Waterworks Development Agency. Yes, I will explain about the mandates of our agency. I will explain the area of coverage, at least the projects that we are doing, both in sanitation and water, because our key mandate is water and sanitation infrastructure development that we are doing in all these counties. The counties we cover are Nakuru County, where our head office sits. We also have, we cover Narok County, we cover Nyandarua County, we cover Laikipia County, and also we cover Baringo County.
So when you look at the coverage of sanitation in Kenya, you know, you're talking about 40%, and so you have 60% of the population outside any sanitation services. What are you doing as an agency to ensure that there is proper sanitation, not only in the 5 counties that you cover, but even beyond?
Thank you very much, O'Brien, again. About the issue of sanitation, we have ongoing projects that we have already implemented, and even the commission and they are working. That is Narok sewerage system, Olkalau sewerage system, and we have others now which are ongoing also still. We have Kirandich, which is ongoing, a sewerage. It has also a component of water. We have the plant ones. We have one in Nakuru town. We want to expand the sewerage system in Nakuru County by moving from where it is existing to another place, Njoro, not the Njoro, but Njoro near the Lake Nakuru, for more capacity in terms of sewerage. In other towns, we also planning for, we have done designs under African Development Bank. We have done design for Nanyuki town. We have done designs. We are proposing other designs. We are proposing designs for Rumuruti. We are proposing designs for Naivasha, Gilgil, Egerton, Joro. We are proposing another one component. We cluster some in Baringo and Nakuru. We are doing one in Kabarak, Kambiamoto, Mogotio, and Rongai town to see if we can combine as one component. Also other small centers like Marigat, Chemalingot, all those we are planning. So for the other component now in this is in water, because we have to see the component of water and also see the sewerage. Entire Laikipia County, which is our new entrant, because it was previously with the Northern Works Development Agency. We took over from 2020. We don't have water supply for Laikipia County, so we are planning one in we are calling Nanyuki Bulk to supply the entire Nanyuki, which will also supply water to part of Meru and Nyeri. We are also doing another one for Katirima to serve the area of Katirima and the surroundings. Rumuruti is a town also that is upcoming, and there is a possibility of moving the head office from Nanyuki to Rumuruti. And also we are doing a proposal for the sewer, and we are doing a proposal for water component that will supply water to Rumuruti town. When we, okay.
So those are some of the projects that you are planning to undertake. I mean, right now where we are, I mean, we are deep inside Chemusus forest, and what you can see just behind me here is the Chemusus water treatment plant, which is a project of by your agency. Tell us more about this project and why it is important for the counties of Baringo and Nakuru.
This is a very important project. It was started way back in 1980s. And this is the year that people have really tested clean and treated water in parts of Emining, parts of Mogotio, and parts of Rongai. So this is a very good project that's really, we believe, we've really scored a lot in this project, and we know people are very happy. We have not finalized connections in part of the line going to Emining up to Albert. We have not also finalized the one to serve Visoi and part of Rongai. And our vision is to ensure that, because we have a lot of water in this dam, about supplying 35 meter cubic per day is a lot of water, and we want that to supplement. And this project is complete. What is really remaining is the last mile connections. And we have a line that we are proposing for funding under the same project of Chemasusu. We have the line, we're calling it Sogonin Meningai water project, which is getting water from this dam and supplying parts of Nakuru, that is Masinjeri, Nanyuk, in Kiamunyi, and part of Kabarak. So that component we are sourcing for funds, and African Development Bank, we have a proposal that we want to try, we can get funding. But this project is a GOK funded project. This one was fully funded by the government of Kenya, and we are so happy the project now is complete, except that line which is going.
When you look at the counties that you cover, I mean the counties of Narok, Nakuru, Nyandarua, you have Laikipia, and then you have Baringo, where we are. Sanitation coverage is very low. Actually, the highest is Nakuru County. And so there is need for more investment. There is need for more collaborations. And so what are you doing to ensure that you meet these mandates in these counties, and who are the other stakeholders you're working with?
When we go back to our master plan, we have a national water master plan. Under the national water master plan, we come down and do a county master plan, which we borrow a lot from the county integrated development plan, CIDP, for all the 5 counties, to check that what has been planned through the stakeholder engagement. From this now, you can see the sewerage component and water component. You can't do the sewerage before you do the water component. So like now for us, we are come next year, we shall be implementing the sewerage system for Eldama Ravine town. It's because of this water supply component now. That is complete. So the other towns,
you have to do the water
we have to do the water first
before
you do the sewer, because what will drain the waste. So you see, we have to have the two move together so that now you can succeed in that. So when you see all this Eldama Ravine, you see the one for Kirandich, we are doing the water system, which is also partially done, but there's another phase 2 of that component. And we have the sewer, which is ongoing. For the other towns, we go to Nyandarua County. We have other water supply component, which after that, when we are done with that, we will now plan for the sewer system. We have a proposal to do Kerema Dam. We have a proposal to do Nyandarua, to do Sentuluk. We have a proposal also to expand the Kinja Dam. and many others. All these will really supply water, and after you have water now, we plan for the sewer system.
And so what I'm getting from you is that, I mean, there are two plans that are involved here, and of course, funding processes. One for water and one for sewerage. Which one is expensive? Is more expensive than the other?
Wow, both are expensive. None is cheap. Both are expensive given you do the treatment plan and then the network, the area of coverage will determine. But water component will be more expensive than the sewer because the sewer will not cover a bigger area. But now for the water component, you must distribute. Like this one, we are doing over 274 kilometers pipeline. The sewer will be doing less than that because it is town and Eldama Ravine town mostly. So the water component is very expensive. Yes.
I've been walking around, and we've been with you on this journey. We've traveled to Narok. We went to Nyandarua. Now we are in Baringo, and of course we were also in Narok. I mean in Nakuru. And one of the things that people are raising is the cost of connecting to the sewer line. Is it expensive really to connect households to the main sewer line?
Yes, it is expensive, but not very expensive. What we are doing, we will start first by doing the main trunk lines. That is objective to do the waste treatment plant and to carry now the trunk lines all the way. So we leave the direct connection to water companies. We support at some point when we get funding. We have funding for Narok sewerage system. I mentioned earlier that we are going to support them to increase the connections to a tune of over 240 million. We are doing connection for other towns like Cabernet. We have a proposal to do an expansion. Olkalau, we have also a component to expand the water supply component from the Malewa Dam, coming to Olkalau, but also we are going to have a component of connections of 1,500 extra connections to be done by us, but the rest will be done by water company.
I know land has always been an issue, especially when you are developing infrastructure. Or what you are now calling the last mile connectivity. How are you dealing with this?
Yes, land is very expensive. In all the projects that we have implemented, because we had this program of Kenya Towns, Sustainable Water Supply and Sanitation Program, and we did so many projects in our area of jurisdiction and other counties under Lake Victoria South, Lake Victoria North, and North Rift Valley. And really the most expensive component, which is funded by the government of Kenya, is the issue of land. So that one it takes time. Why even the projects would delay is the issue of land, because we have the whale leave compensation, we have to buy land at some point, so it's very, very costly. Going forward also, we've learned a lot that we have to sort out the issue of land before we start the project, because what delays the project is the issue of land. So I think we are really learning a lot out of the projects that we have implemented.
I mean, you've rightly put it that developing this kind of infrastructure is an expensive undertaking.
Yes.
And unfortunately or fortunately, it has to be done. Yes. Yeah, because people must live in dignity. So they require proper sanitation, and people, they also need water. Apart from, government of Kenya funding, who else are you working with to ensure that you achieve this mandate?
Very well. We have so many projects. I'll tell you, if I go back to Nyandarua County and Nakuru County, we have this project you've had for many years, Malewa Dam. Malewa Dam is to supply water to Naivasha and part of Gilgil. This dam, we have done the proposal, but it will not be funded by us. It is the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation who will undertake. We have other players. We have talk of the ministry, we have the county government, we have donors, we have other agencies Also supporting us is this national water harvesting. We have water sector trust fund supporting us, and sometimes they also implement. We have all these players in this, and in our proposal, like I've mentioned, those proposals that we have and we don't have funding. When we go to, I go back to Laikipia County. The Katirima Dam, we want to do a proposal. We don't have funds yet. The capacity will be about, call it 4,000 meter cubic per day to supply. And also we have the one for Nanyuki Bulk, very expensive project, but that is a very huge project to support Nanyuki town. We have Rumuruti, the one we are doing, we are done with the feasibility study, the Rumuruti water supply and also the sewer. We don't have the funding yet, but we are proposing for funding. The one we already have gotten a proposal, which we are almost there, is the Nanyuki sewerage. So when you come to most of the proposals we've not gotten. When we go to Nakuru now, we have the one for Itare Dam, that is also a huge and the only most reliable source of water for Nakuru County. We are getting water from the other lake basin coming to this other RiftValley basin, which now through a tunnel of about 12.8 kilometers to Molo, and then we take water to Nakuru town and part of Rongai for this water supply component. Itare, we already negotiating at the, we almost done to implementation of the project. We have really progressed a lot, and it is also a donor-funded project. So the others are proposal. We have Joe Egerton bulk water. Also, we have not gotten the source of funding. All this, we are doing designs ready. When we get a donor or government support, we implement those projects.
Very well. Let's now turn our focus to one of your biggest projects to date. This is Itare Dam at a cost of, you told me, about 40 billion shillings. Yes. Started in 2018. There were challenges. It is stopped. You're in the process of restarting this project. Tell us more about it.
The phase 2 of this project is, we have really progressed, as I said earlier, because we are now finalizing the discussion of the financing component and the contract signing. The major issue was been the discussion now to have mostly the grants, the concessional loan, and partly commercial loan. If that is done, it's still under with the Treasury for discussion. But the contracts, we cannot sign the contract until we are done with the issue of the financing. So the project is ready, designs have been done, so we are ready to implement the project the soonest. We have so many other projects, huge projects. When you talk of Pesidam, Pesidam is also a huge project to supply over 50,000 meter cubic per day, which will cover both Laikipia County and Nyandarua County. The other project is, I talked of Nanyuki Bulk, is also a huge project. We have this other project, Malewa Dam, is not cheap. Narok Upper Dam is also huge, of the same capacity like that one of Pesi, at 50,000 meter cubic per day. So all those we are still looking for funding. Yes. Yes.
Which one do you see kicking off much faster than the other?
For Nakuru County, we have projects which are ready. We have a small project known as Kayole Kinamba. We have gotten funding for that project, which also we have a project known as Nakuru Biodiversity to be funded by KFW. That one is ready for implementation. Eldama Ravine Sewerage is ready for implementation. Olkalau Last Mile and Narok Last Mile ready for implementation. The others, we are still sourcing for funds. We have another program known as National Urban Phase 2. So we have projects that we are proposing, the one I've mentioned, Nanyuki Sewerage, Sogonin, Menengai, water supply, and many others that we are working on. We have other small projects. That is the hope for the people that we are short-term, the water pans and bowls. we are doing water pans and bowls, cutting across all the 5 counties. Yeah.
You've mentioned a number of projects, you know, from Malewa Dam to Itare Dam, Kiran Ditch and all these. If all these projects were to be completed, what would be the impact of this project to the community and to Kenyans?
One is water coverage will move to beyond over 70% water coverage. That is one. Impact on employment is there. Surety of water and sanitation component. So that is actually the benefits that we will accrue from all those projects, and people getting the services at the right time.
You are currently implementing a strategic plan which goes up to 2027?
The one we have revised was going up to 2026. And then we will review that strategic plan. Our strategic plan, we did a very comprehensive strategic plan, which actually covers all our 5 counties. And we worked with the county government, the national government, the ministry, all the stakeholders to see that we cover the issue of water. So that now when we are getting for any donor to support us, our document is ready and we have a list of all the projects that we need to be implemented. So the strategic plan is ready and we have revised, and also our business plan.
You in that strategic plan, you talk about raising 234 billion shillings to help you implement a number of projects. How much have you raised so far?
So far, under the first component that we implemented under the program at African Development Bank, we've covered at least now six projects under that. We've raised over, I would say, over 20, about 20 billion out of the whole budget. So we still have a huge deficit of this. But so now you put, yes, if we implement the Tare Dam, you know how much will reduce. If we implement KFW, Nakuru Biodiversity, it will reduce. We implement the projects under National Urban, it will reduce. So we are progressing, so to say. So there's a lot of hope, and I don't think we have a big challenge in that if we continue, if the government gives us support, and we have the development partners coming in. Yes.
In the counties where you operate, there are county governments, and they're also supposed to implement various projects within their county, water as well as sanitation. Are they coming through, or you're just doing things alone?
Yes, they are supporting us. County government, national government, all the budget we are talking about of 242 billion we are not the only one catering for that budget. The county government is coming in, national government is coming in through us. So other donors, we have other donors who have also supported us in this process. So we believe in the near future, within now, because we are going to revise our strategic plan to by 2025 there, we will just compare now where we have reached.
When you look at the last 5 years, what would you say has been the biggest achievement of RiftValley Water Works Development Agency?
Thank you, O'Brien. Our greatest achievement is the project that we have implemented and commissioned. If you see in the water sector, most of the project that has been commissioned by the President are actually been our projects. We've talked of this Chemasusu. We've talked of the one for Olkalau. We've talked of the one of Narok. We have also commissioned the one for Kiptogo that we did ourselves jointly with the other agencies. We talked of Malaba, already commissioned. Nandils, already commissioned. This week we are going to commission Oyugis. So the achievements are the projects to a tune of 18 billion, including the GOK component for all the projects funded by African Development Bank. Other achievements is the small short-term projects, water pans, that we have implemented and also the bowls, a huge number of bowls, short term, because as we wait for the big projects, we have to make sure that we have a solution to the public.
Climate change is becoming a major threat the world over. How is it affecting the implementation of your project?
Climate change is a big issue. In our component of when we are now developing this infrastructure, we take, for example, the Chamasus Dam. We have a component of taking care of the catchment. And every year we have an exercise to make sure that we plant trees. You go now to Itare Dam that we are proposing. We have started the program before even we implement the project. We are working now on making sure that the catchment is taken care of. All the project, we have the component of tree planting exercise. Very important for us.
When I see you as we come to the end of this conversation, I just want you to tell us, where do you expect your project implementation to be in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years of all our projects, most of the projects that we have planned, if we get funding, I am very sure we'll be at over 60% in terms of percentage overall. Yes.
Completion percentage.
Completion percentage. Yes.
There are people watching this program from the 5 counties that you serve, and they are wondering, is there any hope at the end of the tunnel? So I just want you to focus on that camera and talk to them.
Yes, is there. I would want to say, and I would mention, starting from, let me start with Narok. When we go to Narok, we have mentioned the projects that we have in line, and our desire is to make sure that we get funding with the support of government, and there is hope for us. We are commissioning very soon Gilgoris and Lolgorian Water Project. That is a project which will supply about 2.2 million liters per day to the people of Gilgoris and Lolgorian. That is one project that is very important for the people of. We have a proposal of Ololunga that I've mentioned earlier, that we are working to get funding, and now we're the one for expansion of the water supply for Narok Town, and also the sewerage for Narok. When we come to the other counties, there is hope, because under our program, we want to make sure that we get the funding and implement those projects that we have proposed.
Anything else we need to hear from you?
I would say in this region where we are now, we have assured the people of Damaravin of the supply of the last mile component, and also the people of Mogotio and parts of Rongai, the Visoi, Kapsetek, and the proposed last mile that we are given a directive. We are pushing for the government to give us funds is the one for phase 2 of the last mile. We'll go to all the way to Majani Mingi and Kipkitur from the main line. So with that, I would say thank you for this.
Very good. Asante sana Bwana CEO for your time. I mean, we just been coming to you from the serene and picturesque Chemusus forest. And just behind me here, as you can see, is a Chemusus water treatment plant, which is a project by the Central RiftValley Water Works Development Agency. I mean, we've been discussing matters water and sanitation. I'm just going to complete or to end this conversation with just what I told you from the word go. Water is life. Sanitation is dignity. My name is O'Brien Kimani. Thank you very much indeed for your time. You have been watching Inside Government. Asante sana. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.